It's your girl Monica Sheri, and this is the Trapmiss Sportscast. I am so sorry. I did not mean to leave you guys for a whole week, but I was getting ready for a trip, and then I went on a trip, and the trip was very fun, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm very happy. And now we're back to doing this here little show slash podcast slash sportscast every day, right? Or every other day, however I feel. But we have some topics to get into. The last sportscast was actually supposed to be with my guy Sembe, and we were supposed to do it on Friday. Friday, was it Friday night or Saturday night? I think it was Saturday night we were supposed to do it, and I ended up passing out because I was lit. I was lit. I ain't gonna hold you. I was lit. We didn't get to do the podcast, unfortunately. But I'm here now. I still want to go over some of the topics we were going to discuss, and then when I can get my friend back on, then we'll go over the rest of it. And today I did not do my due diligence as far as finding out the injury report on everything. I did it yesterday, but I wasn't able to record yesterday, obviously, because y'all would have had an episode yesterday. Because I just had a lot of movement going on. Yeah, today we will go through some of the games that are going to be coming on tonight. I will go through a few injury reports, not everything, because for some reason it just takes forever to pull up sometimes. But some of the topics I want to get into. I wanted to talk about the face of the league talk, right? And this is something that I'm gonna also discuss on the next pod that I do with my guy Sembe, or if I have someone else on for the sportscast, I'll let you know. So nobody can really figure out who to get his title to other than LeBron James and Steph Curry, right? Um, we've had Steph as the face, we've had LeBron as the face for like how long? Like I feel like in all honesty, there's always multiple faces, right? Because there's multiple players that are just like superstars. So right now we got Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Shea Gilgis Alexander, and Cade Cunningham. Because Cade has been doing like such a phenomenal job with the Detroit Pistons, like just helping to lead his team and everything just to victory and the way that they just been snatching up these wins, left and right. Like it's been cool. It's been cool to watch. With the assistance of his team, it's just like them boys, they ready. Like they on go. They on go. What you got, Cade, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Doran, couple other guys, and they're doing it. They're doing what they need to do. And I ain't mad at them at all. Like I don't know if they're gonna make it out of the East, but it's cool to watch them just slam dunk on everybody and just like go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Every game. And then I wanted to tap into like, do y'all think like Jalen Brown is overlooked as being the face of the league, or do you think he just has more work to do? Because really, Tatum, if you look at Tatum, Tatum is always all over the floor, right? He's all over the floor. He's doing a little bit of everything. He's rebounding, he's assisting, he's taking those hard shots, he's taking the contact, getting to the free throw line, getting the points for his team to make sure that they can win every game. So with Tatum, I feel like he'd definitely be a good plea for the face of the league. I feel like Anthony Edwards is very involved. Intended to is that he got all this baby mama drama, and someone being associated with a professional league, it's not professional to live like you can live however you want. We don't need to know about it though, and once it starts getting public, it just looks really unprofessional, and people be like, oh, well, you're basing it on white standards. No, I'm basing it on standards that make sense. Like, no, you should not just have like multiple baby mamas just running around, and you're talking about you're not going to father the kids and you're not going to take care of the kids, but you're taking care of a kid that's not your own, and your baby girl that you got by your poo bear, your girl. Like that's not right. That's not right. It's not right. I can't get behind that. I don't agree with how he's handling that situation. You can pay child support all you want. A child needs their father in their life. And I just feel like it's very embarrassing to try to call someone the face of the league. I don't care how hard they work when they have a personality like that. And I know that he's young. And so that's the only reason like I'm giving him a bit of grace is because he's young. So he's still dumb. He don't know anything. Obviously, the people around him not telling him the right thing, because why would you just say, "Oh yeah, it's okay that you just want to pay child support and not be in your child's life." No, get custody of the kid. If you're wifey, if that girl that you're with is wifey, then she should be able to take care of all your kids at home. Okay, get custody of your kids and have her take care of them. I'm just saying, if you don't want to pay child support, or like you need to be a father to these kids, man. Come on, like I'm never gonna sit here. I'm never gonna say, oh yeah, he said he didn't want it, so it's her fault. I just would never say that because there's so many kids who are fatherless nowadays, and it be the fatherless ones that be saying stuff like that, and it don't make any sense. Just because you went through trauma growing up, don't mean that other kids need to go through trauma. We need to stop putting each other through trauma as human beings. So nah, I don't think that he should be the face of the league because of that reason solely. I think if he learns his lesson, comes to the public, apologizes for his reckless behavior and for saying things that are reckless, then yeah, I think going forward, maybe he could be the face of the league. But he needs to apologize because I don't care if they're groupies or not. You chose to lay down with them. You chose to stick your thing up in them without no condom, or maybe you use the condom and they squirt the sperm out. I don't know. I don't care. My whole thing is, it's not right, and I'm never gonna sit here and say it's right, and I'm never gonna be able to get behind that. So moving forward, Shea Gilgis Alexander, right? I know he has a wife. I don't know much about his personal life. I don't even know if he has a kid or a baby on the way or whatever. You want to know why? Because we can focus on his game, because his business isn't spilling out in the streets. So, Shay, I feel like he would be a great face of the league. And what would be even more cool is that he's not from here. He's a Canadian. So, that can work. That can work well. That can work. It's going to give the Americans a little bit more competition. Like, I'm talking about the Americans like I'm not American. I'm just saying, like, it's going to give them a chance to be like, yeah, like, I need to step up. I need to do more, because if they're looking to Canada and all over Europe and these other places for great players and standout players, then that means we need to up our talent here. And in all honesty, we got to watch the globals play the OGs, right? The OGs are from here, right? They from America. You saw how they just like disrespected the globals, right? You saw how they got disrespected. Like, so, and this was in the All-Star game. So my point is, we are OGs here, but the fact that they're looking for talent outside of here, just it's interesting. I mean, but there's so many talented basketball players. Like, basketball is so big all over the world, and that's what people don't really understand. Like, everybody's out here like football, football, football. That's great. Basketball is a worldwide sport. I meet people from other countries all the time. They don't know much about football. They know about like football, like soccer. You know what I'm saying? They might know about rugby, because in rugby with that football, you can use your hands and your legs. Um, but they all know basketball. Like, I know so many people who know basketball, so many people who hoop, and they know they'll never be a basketball player, but they got hoop dreams. So um, just in this, we want a face of the league that's gonna represent, especially because most of the league majority is black, right? So we want someone that looks good for the culture, just for good. Like Patrick Mahomes with him winning in the Super Bowl and everything, it was a good look. Why? Because he's mixed and he's mixed. He got a white wife. He's mixed. It's a good look. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not like he got any drama out here. We don't know anything about them for real, for real. Like, I mean, if you're a super fan, probably, but as far as from what I'm looking at in the sports world, like nobody's out here saying anything negative about him. So, like it's certain looks that they go for, and it's nothing wrong with the way that just anyone looks going for it. I'm not saying, oh, because he's mixed is the better look. That's not what I meant. For anyone who took that offensively, what I'm saying is he's a clean cut guy. So we need clean cut people. Jason Tatum is clean cut. Jaylen Brown, for the most part, we might have heard about vixens he's dated, but he's clean cut for the most part. Kate Cunningham is clean cut for the most part, and he does his little God pose every game. Like, we know that he's clean cut. Shea is clean cut. Edwards is not clean cut. Like, you cannot have all these baby mothers out here. I can't stress that enough. Like, it's not okay. That's not okay. And for men who do that, that's not okay. Now, if you're in a polygamous relationship and you married all these women, done with that, do what you do. I'm cool, whatever. Live your life. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to tell you, like, if you're going around saying that you're not going to take care of certain kids, you're just going to pay child support. I can't get behind that. That's not cool. And I'm real mad because I got my Ant-Man shirt and then I found out he said that. And they was calling him the abortionist on Instagram. So I was cracking up. But I'm not here for joke time. We're here to talk sports. So I wanted to talk about that as far as the face of the league. Who do y'all feel like is the face of the league? If y'all got someone who you got in the runner up for face of the league, comment down below if you can. Now, I wanted to talk about Luca being the face of the league contender. I think I'm going to talk about that on the next episode because I have a lot of arguments for that, against that, and I have people who probably would disagree highly with me. So I'd like to get the disagreements on here as well. Um, so OKC played the Timberwolves on a three-peat run. And I was basically looking at how do I feel about OKC's performance, especially with the rookie Jalen Clark locking Shea up. Um, and just everyone just throughout the game. Like the Wolves displayed so much better ball movement when they had the younger guys on the floor, like the young rookies and everyone. TSJ, Rob Dillingham, um, what's that guy's name? Luke Garza. Yeah. So they had Jalen Clark. They had the rookies on the floor, right? Like they were switching them out because I think Mike Conley was injured that day. Dante DaVincio was injured. Julius Randle was injured, and Rudy Gobert is still injured to this day. So yeah, so they had the other guys out there. They had Nas Reed, and Nas Reed was just like the perfect like player for a catch and shoot, pick and roll, everything. Like he was just doing everything. He was all over the floor. My guy was working, and every time he made a mistake, he was like, going off, like just getting upset with himself. Like, yo, I can do better. I can do better. I know I can do better. And it was just really fun to watch them and the way that they played. It was one of the games. I don't know if it was the second or the third game that they had a showdown. Um, Anthony Edwards had gotten, what was it? He got benched like the fourth quarter, and the guys was just shooting, like the guys was they was taking OKC on. So Minnesota won 2 out of 3. It was crazy because OKC had the lead in that third game at home, and Minnesota just somehow came back and just took over the lead. So those 3 games were crazy, and I felt like I was watching a 7 game series, and it was very fun to watch, and I enjoyed it. And I would totally look forward to these guys like having a whole like 7 game series, like in the playoffs. Like if the Wolves can make it, like I would love that. Like that would just be a thing, like for me. Like that would be awesome. Um, I feel like everyone's giving OKC a run for their money now because everyone's playing a little bit more aggressive. Because after All Star, everybody gets a little bit more aggressive because everybody trying to make playoffs and everything, or they trying to tank one or the other. So I just it's fun to watch like my team like have to fight so hard like to get anywhere. It's just really fun to watch, and I've been enjoying it. And just going forward, I think they need to just practice some new defensive strategies. Um, Continue working on the ones they're already doing and beef those up, but like come up with some new strategies because the teams are figuring the boys out. They figuring out the Thunder Buddies. They figuring them out really easily. Now, that's what it seems like. So, yeah. The rest of these topics I'm gonna save for when I have my guy Simbe back on here. So for now, I kind of want to get into the games that are coming up for today. So, first game of the night, we had Chicago at Orlando. So I don't really have much to say about Chicago at Orlando. I feel like Chicago, they've been playing a little bit better defense, but overall, like I just feel like their defense is trash most of the time. Orlando has really decent defense. Um, their offensive bag is okay. Um, Depends on how the ball is moving for the day. I feel like Chicago's offensive bag is decent too. Like they make their shots for the most part. I think Orlando's going to have a little fight with Chicago, and I think that whoever's on plus money points, like we should take it. So let me look at FanDuel real quick. This is why I said like what I said earlier. Like I like to do my research ahead of time, but unfortunately we have had a very busy day today, so I haven't gotten to do all of my research quick pro crow or whatever. Um, so I don't actually need to log in. I just need to see what's going on with this. Give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, so for the Chicago Bulls, we got a +8. We got Orlando Magic laying -8 points on the Chicago Bulls. It depends on what kind of night it is. In all honesty, Orlando's going to be at home, so I would think that they would. lay, something on them. I don't think it'll be 8 points. I think it'll be less than that. So I feel like at this point you could take Chicago for the +8, the plus money, and I think you'll be good. Um, as far as player props in this game, I don't really know who to really look at because everyone just seems really like inconsistent. Like as far as what I've been watching, like Franz Wagner, like he'll have nights when he just goes completely off. And then like the next time it'll just be like a chill night. I think Josh Giddey has been stepping up for them lately for the Chicago Bulls. I feel like for the Magic, Paolo Banchero might have a good night. I would take him at the 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And also, if you're looking for a good app so you can see and compare like how they match up well against certain teams, there's an app called Props Madness that I use that's really cool. So check that out if you need something to look at to reference. You do have to pay for it, but it's helpful. Um, if you're a professional, better. Calling myself a professional now. I would definitely take Wendell Carter Jr. over the points and rebounds. 19.5. Most definitely will take that line. It's a -120. I try to keep my lines in a certain space. If it's plus, that means I know that person's going to go off and have a good night. And normally, if I'm doing plus money props, I do that during the game when I can kind of see, oh, yeah, Shea Gilgeous Alexander is already at 24 points. Oh, without a doubt, he'll have 35 or 40 points by the end of the game. It's very likely. Like, there's a 70% chance. Right, and then there's a 30% chance if they boot out the team too hard, they're going to bench him at the end of the game because they don't need him possibly getting injured, when they're already winning and blowing the other team out. So I kind of look at it like that from that standpoint. I hope y'all understood that reference. So I'm doing +8 on Chicago, right? Because we don't really know who's gonna win this game. Because Chicago, I've seen them beat the Celtics, and I mean, they don't have Zach LaVine anymore. But like I said, everybody in Chicago, I feel like has been stepping up and putting in more effort to make sure they're getting what they need out of the game, or getting what they need to the game. 76ers at Boston Celtics. The 76ers are going to be in Boston. I think they're going to come in here and compete. I am definitely taking them 13.5. I I think Embiid's leg has messed him up. I'm not sure for the rest of the season, but I'm going to look on here. I'm not going to go over the injuries because I'm just going to look at who's playing. So we got um well, okay. So here's who I want to know is playing. I want to know is Tyrese Maxey playing because so let me go on ESPN because I need to see this injury report because if Tyrese Maxey is not playing, then even though the other guys they get buckets, like Quentin Grimes gets buckets. Um, what's his name? I forgot his name. He's like tall, kind of light skin. He's like brown skin, light skin, kind of curly hair. I forgot his name. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. But why can't I think of his name off the top of my head? All right, I'm gonna have it up in a second because I'm pulling up the Sixers now. All right, so for the Sixers roster, Kelly Oubre Jr. Yeah, Kelly Oubre Jr. and Quentin Grimes, they get buckets. They got way more buckets than Paul George his last game. Like Paul George just seems not to care. Andre Drummond gets the rebounds, just so y'all are aware. Yabusele can get rebounds too, but I count on Yabusele to more so come off the bench and like offer some point strategies, offer some plays. That's what I expect him to do when he comes off because he's an interesting player to watch. For injuries, Tyrese Maxey is still out. Kyle Lowry is out. Justin Edwards day to day. Paul George day to day. Joel Embiid out. Eric Gordon out. Jared McCain out. So and all I mean, so this is the thing with me, right? Like I believe that most teams like when their star players are out, for some reason they just seem to play harder. And they seem to just like it's like they want to get that spot. Like they're like, yo, like I need to literally get in the game. Like I need to get that spot. Like I need to take that spot from them. So it seems as though they play harder when the star players are out. So I can't really judge how this game is going to go. It might be a complete blowout. It might be a +13 night, but I know that the Celtics can be kind of sometimes. Like let's see who the Celtics. Let's see who's out for the Celtics this year tonight, right? because they had some people out the other day, yesterday when they played. But I know that Peyton Pritchard and Derek White got like over 40 points last night, and both combined like both got over 40 points, and that was crazy for me like to see. Like I didn't even get to really watch it, but it was cool to see. Okay, so yeah, so tonight, what's today, Thursday? So we got Al Horford out. We got Jay Holiday, Drew Holiday out. We got Sam Hauser day to day, Kristaps Porzingis out, Jaylen Brown out, Jason Tatum day to day. So tonight might be a good night for Pritchard to show off. You know, Pritchard might be able to go off tonight. Like for real, for real. Like I'll put Pritchard at like 20 or 25 points. Now, if he doesn't go off, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying that's what I predict. That's what I'm predicting. I don't know if that's really gonna happen, but yeah. So what's the next game? Next game we got is Golden State versus Brooklyn. I don't really have no dog in this fight. In all honesty, like since Jimmy Butler is with Golden State, I definitely expect Golden State to take home this win in Brooklyn. Cam Thomas is just not. Is it Cameron Thomas? Yeah, it's just not enough. In all, it's just not enough. It's never enough. Like it's never enough. I'm looking at injuries now. I'm gonna look at injuries for Golden State and for Brooklyn. So let's look at Brooklyn first because that one might be a little less on cue. Why can't I not find anything every time I'm on here? So I always mess up the Brooklyn Nets sign. Always mix it up for something else. So we got Noah Clowney out. So Thomas might actually play tonight. Not Cameron, but Cam. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go to the roster. Sometimes you got to go look on the roster too. Like, don't just assume just because you see it on here and you got to click it and make sure that person's playing. Yeah, so Cam Thomas will be playing tonight. Um, Cameron Johnson, that's who I was talking about. I am so sorry, guys. Cameron Johnson, please forgive me. I still want you to come on the show. You've been trying to hold your team down. D'Angelo Russell's playing. So I feel like it's going to be a nice little run. You know, they're going to give him a nice little run because we got all the boys playing tonight. And then let's see who's playing for Golden State. So for Golden State Warriors, injuries. We have Gary Payton II and Jonathan Kaminga. So we got Jimmy Butler playing. We got Steph Curry playing. We got Draymond Green playing. We got Buddy Hield. We got the boys, right? So I think we'll be good as far as Golden State. Like I said, the guys get buckets. I feel like they've been playing really well together as of late. I think it's going to be a good game. Do I think that Brooklyn will cover? Um, hmm. I do. I think that Brooklyn will cover. So I'm gonna take Brooklyn for the +11. And these are like I'm doing these live bets like as we speak. I'm doing it. I'm gonna take it. I really want to take the Celtics for -13.5. I'm just very nervous if I do that because all these players out. Like I just don't think that's a good idea. So next we had the Indiana Pacers at the ATL Hawks. So the Pacers are bigger, right? Think of it like this: Trey Young, assist wise, I think he should be good to go. Matter of fact, I'm even gonna check my props madness and I'm gonna see like how I feel about that real quick. So anytime you see Trey Young facing like a team that has size, expect his assists to be up. Like expect them to be up. Like for real, for real. Like because he's shorter, you know, so he's gonna have to shoot over or find a way to get the ball into other hands. So they got him for 11.5 assists. They say he's projected 11.4. So they're projecting him to have 11 assists this game. Um, and he normally, Indiana gives up 25% assists for Trey Young. Um, and he's covered this line in 48% of the last 25 games, 24 out of 25 games. So 48%, yeah. So, hmm. The last matchups. That's what he's covered. So I probably put Trey Young down for like 8 or 10 assists. We'll see how many assists they give up as the game goes throughout. Um, I don't know why that just happened. I definitely do not look at that. But okay, let's go back to NBA. There we go. All right. So Dyson Daniels, I'm predicting Dyson Daniels to get at least like 2 steals or so. Now regarding like, I'm just gonna go through the line because I'm being honest. I ain't finna watch the Indiana Pacers play the Hawks because you know I know that the Hawks got like Georges Niang and Forgot the other guy's name that they got traded from Cleveland. That's great. The Hawks are a feisty little bunch, right? I don't know. I'm probably not gonna watch this game tonight, but because they're at home and because I know they're a scrappy bunch, I'm definitely gonna put them at plus 3.5, especially at home. Now, how many games is that we went over? We went over four so far. So the last two we have are the Houston Rockets versus the New Orleans Pelicans and the Knicks versus the Lakers. So the Houston Rockets at the Pelicans. So the Pelicans are a wild bunch as well. I feel like they're going to keep the game close, especially if Zion, Trey Murphy, and all of them are playing. Let's look. I'm going to look at the line. The line is at 4.5. And they got the Rockets laying 4.5 on the Pelicans at home. I don't think they're gonna give it up that easy for them. I just don't. And Zion's playing, Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum, and they've been getting buckets lately. So I'm definitely on New Orleans Pelicans to take this to cover the line. I don't think they'll win, but I think they will cover. And if you look at Houston, Houston's games are super close lately, like super close. Almost every game is super close for them. So I just don't feel like they're gonna take it home today. And it's just like I said. Um, I was talking with a friend of mine, and she was just saying how freely like the Pelicans play, like they don't, they just play, they just playing, you know. And then with Zion, like his big butt on the floor, like don't nobody want to go up against him. You think Sengun gonna go get injured to go up against Zion? Like be for real right now. Maybe Steven Adams, but that's it. Dylan Brooks might want a little smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I think that the Pelicans are gonna cover. I still think they're gonna outright lose. Um, And we're gonna go over these results. We're gonna go over these results. Now the Knicks at the Lakers. Now I feel like the Knicks have been getting crapped on. Like people been talking crazy about them, talking about yeah, like, you know, y'all are only good like when you play bad teams, but when you play the good teams, you know, and now they have the Lakers in as a good team just because Luka's playing with them. And I'm just like, the Lakers are okay. They not like they moved up a little bit. I'm happy for them. I ain't finna hop on the Laker train. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm just not. OKC is coming out of the West. I don't care how you look at it. The Lakers do not have better defense than OKC. Please miss me with that bull crap. Okay? Secondly, like, you know, the Grizzlies have dropped off, you know, totally for me right now. So, you know, I'm not even going to get into that conversation right now. Let's stay on topic. The Knicks are playing the Lakers tonight. The Knicks have been getting crapped on. It's time for the Knicks to take a win home. I'm going with the Knicks plus money, plus three, all out. I'm doing it. What's up? Like, who got a problem? Like, well, let's look at the best lip. What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? Oh, plus 77.91. So let's put this 10 in here, right? Bam, $700. And I bet you I'm gonna be right about everything. Otherwise, you could just bet like three at a time or two at a time, two legs. You could just do outright and do whatever you do. But none of this is plus money. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have to take that risk and, you know, hope that you make a little few dollars off of that. I'm putting my 10 on here, okay? I'm lying. I'll put five on it. But yeah, so that's my best for tonight. I think the New York Knicks, I don't care if Karl Anthony Towns is playing or not. I think they're going to come in here and do what they need to do. They're going to disrespect the Lakers in LA. You got to get off in LA. You got to get your stuff off in LA. They came last time LA came to their house in the Madison Square Garden and they got disrespected. So it's time for them to get that energy right back up. It's time for them to get that energy up like they never done it before. And I am ready. I am so ready. It's going to be a little showdown. It's going to be very fun to watch. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. And yeah, that's all we're going to get into today. So I will be back tomorrow, I believe. I think. What am I doing tomorrow? I got some appointments tomorrow. I got some errands to run, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to hop on here like before game time later in the day. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for still supporting. I am so sorry that I've been so late and I've just been, you know, I just had a lot going on, but I had a great time in Nashville. I am going to talk about my Nashville experience when I do the Trapmiss podcast. That's going to be soon. I know I've been saying that forever, but it's actually going to be soon now. So I'm probably going to do that one in studio. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the Trapmiss Sportscast. This is your host, Monica Sheri, and I'm out. Peace.